Hi, everybody. We here at McStabber Studios appreciate you tuning in to see our tabletop RPG streams. Some of the content of our streams may be a bit mature and cause emotional responses in viewers. We really take the well-being of our viewers very seriously, and we want you to do what you need to if something triggers you. Mute the stream, take a break, or just skip an episode. Otherwise, if you decide to stay tuned in, we are available in chat during the streams to talk you through it if you need that. Thank you so much, and we hope you enjoy this game session.
Why dost thou sit upon my grave and will dead lips to speak? Why dost thou weep upon my grave and will not let me sleep? My breast it is as cold as clay, my breath is earthly strong, and if you kiss my cold clay lips, your days they won't be long. How oft on yonder grave, sweetheart, where we were wont to walk, the fairest flower that e'er I saw has withered to a stalk. When will we meet again, sweetheart? When will we meet again? When the autumn leaves that fall from trees are green and spring up again. How oft on yonder grave, sweetheart, where we were wont to walk, the fairest flower that e'er I saw has withered to a stalk.
Good evening, and welcome to McStabber Studios' Wraith Life Derailed. I am the storyteller, Shanky McStabber.
I'm Tam, and I play Isaac Candy.
I'm Ravina, and I play Margot Fallon.
House, and I play Noah Frost.
I'm Merlindare, and I play Alexis Langley.
Miriam, and I play Tark Tiernan.
I'm Evie Eternal, and I play Aurora Walker.
And this is, of course, Episode 10, the season finale for Wraith Life Derailed, the end of Season 1. And it's been a fun ride. Last episode, of course, wasn't fun for one individual who was taken control of and dived off the building, followed shortly by Alexis afterwards. We had Noah scare his wife a bit. We had Isaac hiding in a morgue drawer, and Aurora with her wife off to the side, just trying to be near her. Tark tried to stop the vehicle and failed, but then stuck his head into the vehicle. Margot, of course, managed to stop the vehicle and give this poor guy a heart attack as he couldn't get free of the vehicle.
After he
was befuddled.
And after he hit a statue.
A statue that wasn't there. Which would have been caught on the hospital security cameras. Throughout a Wraith's time in the underworld, their two halves compete for control. What distinguishes Wraiths from Spectres is which half is winning overall. Wraiths experience moments where the shadow takes control, but most of the time, the psyche is the one making the decisions. Spectres have lost the battle, and the shadow is permanently in charge. They're now part of Oblivion's story, not their own. They're also called shadow-eaten. They're reflections of the wraithly condition, beings who embrace their dark urges and who understand that oblivion is the ultimate fate that awaits us all. And like wraiths, specters have unfinished business to take care of before succumbing to the void. Now, for Noah and the rest of this circle here who had rushed up and found the body, you all are gathered right there where Alexis is hurt, leaking a bit of plasma. Isaac, you're down in a morgue drawer. When you hear through the speakers, you can hear clearly even down in the morgue. Attention, please. Dr. Allcome to the front lobby. Dr. Allcome, front lobby. Not sure if you understand the reference, but it sounded panicked. Aurora, you, of course, with your wife still, and don't hear anything yet. So I'm going to first see what Isaac is planning to do.
Hearing that, Isaac is going to climb out of the box.
Okay.
Before I leave, I am going to place a hand on each of the doors and just spend a moment for each one of them, and then turn and go up towards the front. As I don't see anybody else around here.
Oh, it's completely empty now. And as you go out the door, you actually see Agent Buchanan rushing out of the office that he was in. He didn't bring his jacket with him. And his hand is actually on his pistol as he's heading towards the stairwell.
I'm going to follow him.
Okay. And he takes the stairs at a flat run. But your spirit, it's not a problem. You can take it as well. Now, for the rest of the group, a crowd is gathered rather quickly of people standing around this body laying on the ground. And of course, it's a lot of doctors, nurses, orderlies, spectators. And it's at this point, Aurora, you notice there seems to be a hubbub around because Shauna recognized it.
If Shauna is moving towards it, obviously I would move towards it too.
Okay.
It seems like there's something interesting happening. I would follow for certain.
Okay. What is the rest of the group doing? What is Noah and Tart and Margot and Alexis doing?
Oh, we lost Tark again.
He will fix himself. Tark is having camera issues tonight, and
there
he's
he is.
Keeping track.
Okay.
So if you see him disappear from the screen, he will be right back. He's having an issue.
Yep. Okay. Alexis is going to look dead at Tark and say, which camera was it that you saw the car from?
And then I point to the one.
Okay.
I look, can either you or Margot, you're at the car still, right, Margot?
Margot,
I'm
at this
in
point,
the car.
well, what do you do, Margot? Let's address Margot real quick.
Okay.
You saw the guy, because you can perceive from the car, fall out of the building, and you see a crowd gathering. The guy's still panicking, trying to get out of this vehicle, but you haven't let him out of the doors yet, so.
I'm going to first turn the car back on.
Okay.
Keep the doors locked.
Okay.
I'm going to turn the radio up to max volume.
And he grabs his ears and starts, trying to muffle the sound. He quit trying to open the door because he's not happy with how loud it got.
Mm-hmm. Fuck this guy. She's going to put the cards directly into drive hit the gas hard and is looking for a pole to twist this up into.
Oh, there's a pole straight ahead.
Oh, yeah. She's going full blast.
Tark, fix your camera. And this vehicle, and just accelerate straight ahead to the light pole that's right there outside the hospital, because there's always light poles there. Slams into it.
What is she doing?
Tark, you can't let that stupid bitch kill that man. They know about it. They know about what they've done. They know about all of this. You have to get that information.
Margot, take 2 bashing damage. When the car hits, it hurts you because you are part of the car.
Mm-hmm. And I'd like to time it to where just as it hits full tilt, that's when I pull back out.
Still take the wounds. But you managed to pull free, and then you're standing there, and the vehicle is wrapped around a pole, and everyone heard the crash.
Alexis looks at Noah. You accused the wrong woman of murder. Tark, I really need you to go in and see if you can scramble something with the footage where I basically stood in front of the car.
Now, would the camera have caught Alexis doing this?
The ankle.
If you saw the car.
Probably would have only been a frame or two, but it would have been on there. Because she manifested it physically in the world as a statue.
Okay.
I was real enough because I felt that.
Okay. I'll try to make the attempt.
Thank you.
And it is at this point, Noah, that you see Isaac come out of the hospital right behind Buchanan. And of course, Aurora, this is the time you wander up. I assume Margot's going over to the rest of the group at this point.
What the fuck was that supposed to mean? Accuse who of murder?
You asked if I pushed the guy off the fucking roof.
I think it's a very reasonable question. I saw a guy fall. You were up there. I don't
have the ability to push anything.
Okay, I don't know what we can all do.
Tark,
what the hell happened?
Real quick, Tark, give me strength and habit, and the difficulty is going to be 7, and send me a message. Now you can go back to it.
If you were in my position, I think it's very reasonable to ask. You said no, I believe you. Let's end it there.
Just know that's not my nature. And
good. I'm very glad to know. I fucked up. I'm angry. Feel free to accuse me about that. A lot of shit has just happened.
I know.
And I'm pissed off. And you know what? Ironically enough, you're the person I'm least pissed at because you saved my wife. So thank you.
You're welcome. Storyteller, how do I heal my damage?
You can spend 1 pathos to heal 2 bashing damage, or 1 pathos to heal 1 lethal.
Can I spend 2 pathos and heal 2 bashing and a lethal?
In 2 turns, but because we're not doing combat or anything, if you wish to spend 2 pathos to get rid of 2 lethal, you can. And you can put your mind to it and watch as you get.
Can I spend 3 and heal up?
Yes.
Okay. Perfect.
And with a mental thought about you're dead, this injuries can't really be there. You convince yourself that your body is reformed. Now, Isaac, you came out and you heard their argument, of course, and there is a man, this is for Aurora as well, there is a man lying dead.
Oh my God, what happened? Noah, Alexis, why is there what happened?
They were trying to get something off of Noah's wife. I believe they are associated with Project Orpheus with Pentex. This guy was directing a guy in a car to basically hit Noah's wife's vehicle to get something off of her. We stopped that. Then it was brought to my attention this guy was on the roof, and I chased up the roof to him. And he decided once he saw me get on the roof to swan dive.
He saw you? How?
He was possessed by something black with wings that flew off as this poor guy fell and crumpled to the ground.
He was compelled to jump. He didn't choose to jump.
He was murdered
Right.
by one of our type.
Oh my God.
But everybody that's alive is going to write this off as a fucking suicide.
And in the fucking car crash? What happened?
That was me.
Hearing this as I walk up, I'm going to look down at the body, look over at the car crash and go, do you get credit for these? You said you had a deal. Do you get credit for these?
What deal?
Soul.
You said you had to get souls. You had a
OBI.
year.
I didn't see a soul.
I don't see a cowl or whatever it's called, the cocoon thing.
Must seem that everybody doesn't get admission.
Well, we knew that.
Damn waste.
Tark, you look at the camera and you do what you know to do now. A little bit of a detachment while focusing on it, and you suddenly find yourself in the camera. Looking down on the scene. Now you can't see where the body is, but you can see this vehicle wrapped around a light bulb. What is Tark doing?
I'm going to try following wherever the packets from the camera are going to the recording system.
Intelligence, computers. And this is going to take a bit of time. I know what you're planning. You're planning to go and interface with the storage and alter the footage. So it's going to take you a little time, but you roll intelligence and computers, and difficulty is going to be 6, standard difficulty here.
Spend a willpower.
He could spend 1 willpower before he rolls
to earn a
gain
success.
an automatic success 1. But difficulty 6, he may get a success there.
Yeah, I've got enough dice on this. I think
This
Famous
is his
last words.
groove.
5.
Nice.
Okay, I'm going to keep that in mind as determining how long it takes you and how successful you are. And now we can, while you're doing this, of course, you're unable to communicate. You can hear what's being said as if listening from a distance, but not fully. And I will give it back to Noah.
Do we have any evidence that the man in the van was controlled?
Oh, the man in the car?
Yes.
Not that I'm aware of. I believe the guy from the roof was using a walkie-talkie to communicate orders to him.
And you do see Noah bits of a walkie-talkie all over the ground. It did not survive the landing.
Yeah, that's completely trashed. He does have a wallet on him, which I'm hoping someone will grab and get some ID. But, you know.
So we lost a lead, is what you're saying. Someone we could have followed.
How are you going to follow him? If he got in a vehicle and took off, how are you going to follow him?
We can listen to where he's going. It doesn't matter now. He's dead. He's dead. So we have no way of figuring it out.
Do you really think if he was possessed to do this job that he was going to survive it? Seriously.
But that's what I was at. If he wasn't, then yes, we could have. If he was possessed, yeah, it's off the table. But we have no. That's why
I don't know about the guy in the car, but I mean, there's.
That's what I'm asking. That's what I'm asking about.
Okay.
The guy in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, the guy that jumped. Yeah. Fuck him. He's gone. He's dead. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
No.
I get it. You're angry, and there's been a lot of stuff that's been really ratcheted high with the tension. I get it.
It's understandable.
It is understandable.
Understand.
Your wife was in danger. I get it.
Yes, Isaac.
Looking at the vehicle that's wrapped around the pole, can I see if there's any sign that the person is still alive
Very smart. All? Yes. You can roll perception, empathy, and you get to add, of course, your dice from, I believe it's your life sight.
Life sight, usury.
Usury, yes.
Yep. I'm sorry, that was perception and what?
Empathy.
Okay.
Now,
was doing too many things.
while you're having this discussion, a doctor has come over, checked this man for a pulse. They're not doing CPR because, quite frankly, his rib cage isn't in a condition you could do CPR. And Buchanan immediately declares the scene a crime scene. If he's been declared dead, he tells he's dead. Everyone step away, please. And he's on his phone. Sounds like he's calling the local police because this isn't in his jurisdiction to get down here and cordon this off for a crime scene.
Okay. So
how many successes, Isaac?
What's my difficulty?
It's going to be 6 because it's always 6 for the life site stuff.
I thought you were going to say that, but I thought I might be wrong. So I wanted to make sure before I said that'll be 6.
From here, he's injured. Not critical. There wasn't enough run time to get a full good slam. And his seatbelt was still on because he couldn't unbuckle it. And he didn't get to cut it with his knife because he was befuddled and lost his gourd before he could cut it. He's injured. You're pretty sure he won't die from this. You can read it from his aura.
The guy in the car that wrapped around the tree, was the intent for him to live or die?
Yeah.
The intent was to keep him here so that we could figure this out.
Okay.
I couldn't hold
you want to keep him
the
here
car.
Alive or dead?
I couldn't hold the car.
He's alive.
Well, if he's alive, then you get a chance to ask your questions, Noah.
And you do see a team of doctors, nurses, orderlies, all running towards the vehicle.
Virgo, I'm sorry for losing my temper.
It's all right. I was emotional at the time. I was so frustrated with everything that was going on right now. Everything that's happened in the past day.
If it's any consolation, I'm more mad at myself than I was ever at you.
It was my decision to push the car.
Well, it worked.
Should I run off and we confirm that there's a damn conspiracy and some dude gets thrown off a building? I'd better stick close, I guess. I don't want to miss any more of the
excitement, huh?
Excitement.
Storyteller, I just wanted to make sure when Tark was talking previously in the last episode that Margot could hear him.
Yes, you could hear what he said to Noah about there being pictures on the seat of Claire, and everything he relayed to Noah you could hear.
Yeah. I'm hoping this will draw Buchanan's attention so that he can see the photos, maybe even run some sort of
I don't think Alexis knows anything about those.
No, Alexis was not there when Tark saw the pictures because you had run off to the building because that was after you had gone for the roof guy.
Mm-hmm.
They had pictures of her.
Tark's camera. There he is. He's back.
He is. They have pictures of her? Where, in the car?
Yes.
Interesting. Let's see if I can do something about that.
Please.
I am going to implant the memory of being told that there are pictures.
Interesting application of it.
Mm-hmm.
Very
and
interesting.
Buchanan. So
being told of pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Now remember, he'll know this isn't his memory.
I know.
Okay.
And I'll even think I'll even basically form a memory in my head. I'm doing this to try to help. Is what I think. So that he'll get that memory too.
It's 2 different memories.
Okay. Do I have to spend it twice to do it?
You would have to spend and roll twice.
Okay. I will spend and roll twice.
Okay. You're using further reflection.
Mm-hmm. So that is a pathos.
That is 2 pathos. Player spends 2 pathos. You're going to roll charisma and mnemnosis. The target of this one
2 pathos
is either the shroud or his willpower, which is ever higher.
ST, check your messages.
I will. Hang on a second before you roll. I'm having trouble reading it. It didn't look right.
Can I use a willpower to stop whatever that bitch is about to do?
You start to feel bolts of pain shoot through your body, Alexis.
The fuck?
You can spend a willpower to ignore it. It's up to you. If you fail to ignore it, you will lose 3 dice from your pool.
I will spend that fucking willpower.
And it doesn't get rid of the pain. The pain racks through your body. Shoots up through your fingers, through your toes, blinding in the head, like a headache hitting you all of a sudden. But with a force of will, you continue with what you're doing. Your difficulty will be 7. Thank you for telling me to look at that because I was busy looking at the book.
That is 8 successes.
So you've put the memory of pictures on the seat.
And now I will spend 2 more pathos and roll again.
Burning the pathos.
Yep. Fuck it.
Roll again. Tark, camera.
That is 6 successes.
Okay, you put the memories in. And the pain, as soon as you're done, fades away. No source of where it come from. You don't know where it came from. It's the first time you felt pain like that on this side. It actually hurts compared to walking through things.
I don't know what the fuck that was.
And now to roll for him.
I felt so much pain trying to do that.
Are you sure it wasn't residual from,
No, I'm fine. I'm fine now that I'm not trying to do it anymore.
Could he be resisting it or something? Whatever you're doing.
I have no idea.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe some of these FBI agents have some sort of, we already know that there's some sort of, I'm spitballing.
I understand, but no, we aren't like, super mech warriors or anything, okay?
Well, we already know that they could come here.
Mask.
Well, it wasn't really nice that she was laughing. I think that was a good idea.
Right. I mean, far-fetched, but...
I mean, your camera chart.
This is going to be fun with Tark's camera constantly cutting out.
Yeah.
But, no, I get, with all the crazy shit that's been going on, I totally understand how you would leap to that. I really do. But no, we don't have any kind of specialized training for that in the academy.
Oh, right.
Anti-ghost power training.
That might be in the CIA, not the FBI.
Fair.
And Buchanan starts walking over towards the accident.
God, I hope I didn't fuck him up.
I'll follow the attempted corpse. Make sure where everybody goes.
Margot's not going. She's kind of turned her back to the whole car scene, and she does look visibly shaken up.
And you follow Buchanan? Is that who you're following, Isaac? He goes over to the car, looks in the window. Passenger window cracked and the crash broke from the impact. Reaches in and he pulls out 2 pictures. You recognize the pictures from the train crash and from Prudence's house. It's a picture of Claire. It appears to be outside of a house. There's another shot of her from a different angle. And written on it is "Get the Drive." And you actually see Buchanan tuck the pictures into his pocket.
I'm going to turn and look at Alexis and go,
okay.
Now, Tark, for you, you got good successes. Found your way right to the camera. Found the section of the file. It's only about 4 frames out of the whole video where you can clearly see there's something. You couldn't identify who it was, but there was something there. And then it was gone, but the front of the vehicle was mashed.
Okay. Can I do any editing?
I can't believe you're having to clean up these people's messes. That's slow even for you, Tark. Right now,
No, that's what I do. That's what I do all the time. I clean up everybody's mess.
Well, then we need to get our hands on this and clean up one last mess, don't you think?
No, I agree.
Exactly. So we should finish this, then follow or kill or whatever to those people. They need to go down. You know it and I know it.
Yes, we do. Both of us.
Exactly.
And we will.
Now you're starting to get it. If you need any help with that, if you need any help strangling the life from their bodies, you just let me know.
Oh, I think we can both enjoy that.
Yeah, I think we can.
Now, you can't alter the footage itself because you can't control what the camera saw.
No,
but the data itself.
Can I take the frame prior? You said there were 4 frames that showed it. I take the good frame prior to the first 2 and then take the frame after the last 2 and just copy over.
Basically extend the frame? Yeah, it's data manipulation. You can do that. It's not that hard.
I will do that.
Now, if examined by a competent enough person, they'll be able to tell a frame was duplicated, but not how.
Right.
And won't be able to recover the data because it's gone. So you do that. Now it looks like there's almost, it's 4 frames. If you're playing it slow enough, there's a hitch in the vehicle. But if you're not playing it slow enough, it goes from a fixed vehicle to a dented front end. And then it shuts off. But there's no evidence of what it hit.
Right. That's the only important thing.
Okay. And then I assume you're retracing your steps back to where you were.
Do I have a minute to linger?
You have as much time as you want to linger.
I want to look back, if I can, look back through the video to see Aurora's body being taken into the morgue and then maybe taken out.
It's going to take another row of intelligence computers because that's not, you have a very general time frame.
Okay. I'll do it.
Actually, you checked that before. You found the body going in and the video was tampered with and it was missing the part.
Oh.
Your camera.
Yeah. That's right. You did that last episode. You did. You went and found out that it had been tampered with.
Okay. All right then. Then I don't need to do that.
Okay. So you return to your body.
Okay.
And I give the scene back to the players.
I look at Alexis. Fixed.
Thank you so much. I'll owe you one.
Sorry to, I don't know if this is something you could have done there, but we need to get those files reverted as well.
That was a different area. We have to do that.
We have to go back inside for that.
Margot, are you okay?
That was just really intense.
I'm sorry. I only caught the tail end of it. I can only imagine.
Where were you, if I may ask?
Were you
able to catch up to your wife?
Yeah, she's over there, sort of gawking at the scene. She couldn't help rubbernecking as much as she can.
Have you seen Thomas?
Yeah, he was in the ghostly building over there. Yeah, that was where I found him. So,
is your wife doing a little bit better?
I think this has distracted her a little bit.
I was so scared I was going to fuck up Buchanan. Oh, God.
Yeah. It seems that there's definitely some consequence when we touch them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I still armored up at this point?
Oh, the armor stays until you get rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
You have to remoliate and shift it back over.
That's awesome.
It is a little odd, but yeah.
Are you just going to stay like that?
I kind of dig it, to be honest. And if we're dealing with flying specters or wraiths or shadows or whatever. I mean, it can't hurt, right? And I mean, I could even.
I
I have
don't know.
no idea.
I mean, I can make weapons. I know that Fanny did that thing with her fingers, where they were like razor sharp. I could do that if we need defense, I guess. I'm just worried right now with a whole fucking CIA or government conspiracy or secret project that we're gonna get fucked with a lot worse. And I don't like getting fucked with at all.
Storyteller, while this is going on, I am focusing on Buchanan.
Okay. And what are you just watching?
I'm just watching to see where he goes or what he does.
After he pocketed the photos, he also called the police chief because he has a direct number. Told him to send some more people over because there's also an accident at the hospital. And you hear him tell him he's told him to back off the scene and wait for the police to get there to establish a proper perimeter and to check into it because he thinks the two are related.
Isaac, may I ask, you seem to disappear there for a moment.
I'm over by Buchanan, so I don't know how far away that is from everybody. Just FYI.
Well, yeah. Buchanan's heading back. After he pocketed the fake pictures and made a call, he starts heading back to the group. So if he can ask you the moment you walk up.
Yeah, I would. Everything all right with you?
Yeah.
I mean, not your babysitter, but, you know.
I'm good now. Thank you. How are you doing?
I've been better.
And I'm going to actually lean over and almost hug it, bro hug him a little bit and go, you have a great voice.
Odd compliment.
Were you spying on me?
No. But I can't help what I'm in the room to hear.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. I think I needed that.
Wrong person. I've sent a message to the wrong person here.
So, what now? Do we just interrogate this guy somehow? I mean, I can talk across the shroud.
I'm not sure he'll be coherent enough for that because I did something that basically scrambled his egg a little bit.
Shit, you can do that?
Yeah.
Is it permanent?
No, he'll come out of it. I'm sure. At least I hope so. I mean, that would be kind of bad if it was permanent.
Shit. It's weird having these. They're almost like superpowers. So does that mean we're sticking around here for a while?
Now that Buchanan has those pictures, he'll protect her, right?
Oh, there was something written on one of them about a USB drive?
Yeah.
And getting okay, you guys already know about that. Sorry.
It was.
Oh, I didn't know about that. But that's okay. I'm sure he's going to put. He's smart. He's really fucking smart. He will put things together quickly and realize that this is all connected. And being that your wife was a target, he will be invested in ensuring that she's okay.
Noah, when Isaac came over and gave you a bit of a bro hug, you felt something odd, something almost like a chill pass over you, or maybe someone had walked over a grave. It was only the barest instant, but it was right when he touched you.
I don't mean to be rude. I think it's good if we avoid touching each other. And he's looking at all of us. It just the few instances where I've made, for lack of a better word, physical contact with some of you, it created an uneasy feeling, and not just like a gut instinct, like a very literal uneasy feeling. I don't know if it's just in my head, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. I don't know if wraiths passing through or making contact with each other is a good idea, but it's just an instinct I have. But looking at Isaac, the sentiment is appreciated. I'm just trying to think pragmatically here.
And Isaac's going to look around at Margot, Aurora, and Alexis and go, well, that's going to make eternity suck, isn't it?
We can't even fucking touch each other, touch others.
I mean, if you're not feeling it's fine. But I would like a little bit of a bubble.
Okay.
No problem, Bubble Boy. It's all good.
We get it, though. I mean, yeah.
Never, didn't mean to cause you any harm.
No.
It's going in the novel.
What should have said something sooner.
Thomas, you see him come out of that building, and he's coming over to the group. He seems to be moving a bit more gingerly than you're used to seeing.
Before Captain Allwrong gets here, how are you going to interrogate this guy, and how are we going to keep Thomas from stopping you?
I don't think we'll have to. I think Buchanan will probably be involved once he pieces everything together.
That was my point. I had zero intention of actually interrogating him. But if we could find a way of following him, or now that he is subdued, listening in on whoever he might have conversations with, that will still inform us.
And if nothing else, Buchanan will do reports.
Well, wait, y'all can fuck around with people's brains, right? Why don't you pull memories out of it, or can you do that?
I can't do that. It seems I can implant good memories to try and calm people down, and I imagine it might work the opposite, but I can't. I don't have the ability to extract memories.
How close is Thomas, storyteller?
Not far. You don't think he can hear this discussion, but soon he will.
I just lean really close to Aurora. I can do that, but I can't right now. I'm feeling very empty.
Okay.
You exerted a lot.
Yeah.
What's going on here? Why is there a guy on the street?
He jumped off a building. Something black with wings flew out of him.
You saw that?
Yes, I did.
You didn't have...
I didn't have anything to do with it. I just saw it.
Now, why would... Tell me what was going on. What happened? I guess nobody's speaking up.
Well, why don't you
You've learned that. At least you've learned that, not to talk.
Why don't you tell us why you're walking with a limp? You weren't walking like that when we got here.
That's my business.
And what we know is our business.
Okay, that's a fair point. But car over there?
Ran into a pole. Must be a drunk driver.
You must think I'm plumb stupid.
I actually don't think you are at all.
Okay, we'll play it.
Plausible deniability is a good thing.
Play it your way. Did you all do what you got to do here?
I'm done with being here.
We still have some business here. We have to get those files fixed.
Files?
Oh, yeah, they're trying to discredit us by putting fake drug reports in our files.
Now, Miss Alexis, like, what all were you involved in? Because that's not sounded normal to me.
They were modifying the files while I was in the computer looking around.
Thomas, how did you know of the bomb?
I didn't. Is anyone going to roll to see?
I will.
I figured somebody would because y'all don't trust that he's going to tell the truth. I don't blame you. That's a valid point from this group.
What is my role?
You can go perception and
subterfuge.
No, subterfuge is more for lying.
Yeah, but it's picking up if he is lying.
No, that would be. I will let you go perception, empathy, perception, expression, or even perception alertness for this one.
Can I do investigation since I have a deductive specialty?
I will let you do that.
And I will do detail oriented on perception to notice any.
And I would like to take a look at his wraith.
I think this is the first time Aurora has actually heard about a bomb. She ran before.
Yes, this is the first you've heard of a bomb. You're going to take a look at his wraith. Let me pull that rule up real quick because that's a big one there.
Difficulty 6.
It's perception, castigate, and more successes or more details.
Yep. Do you know what the roll is, the target is on that one? I'm checking now.
Doesn't say specifically.
Probably base difficulty.
So to be under castigate systems,
yep.
It is the Shadow's permanent angst score or the race willpower, whichever is higher. 5, okay. 4, 5, okay. 3 from Tart. I'm going to send you what your difficulty is going to be.
Okay.
That's not ominous or anything.
Well, we've done this before, so I'm not too surprised.
Yeah, but the difficulty is higher now than it was before. Oh, you still got 3. Very nice roll. Impressive. Very powerful. Like much more than what it was before. The more details learned. 5 would give you an archetype primary thorn. We're not going to go there. But you do pick up off this darker shadow following. It's almost given full substance. It's amused and at the same time feels victorious. You can feel it coming off him, off that shadow in waves. Now, for the rest of you, he was not lying, as far as you can tell.
Really, you just circumstantially avoided a train station in the capital of Virginia blowing up and instead derailed a train.
Now, look, I told you.
What the hell are you talking about? Bomb?
There was a bomb on the train. It was going to go off.
No, the bomb wasn't on the train. The bomb was in the train station and the trigger was on the train.
Yes.
There was a fuck. So we were fucked either way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Only a lot more people would have been fucked in Richmond.
Ask up.
Aurora, this is the good stuff. You're really tapping into some interesting plot here. Keep it going.
Yeah.
I told you. I don't remember. I was on the train. You know, we're going to do this. Let's do it. Shut up.
Maybe your shadow remembers.
I prefer not to meet him.
I wouldn't want to do that.
I was on the train, on the back, in the caboose, watching my relative. I saw a guy on our side. I normally ride the train alone. I'm not used to seeing that. And that's all I remember. Next thing I know, I'm waking up from hitting a tree because the train crashed. And I'm saving you.
You were used. And I'm going to tag along with Buchanan at this point.
So wait. If somebody possessed you to stop that, that means that they knew that there was a bomb at the station, which means that they derailed the train to stop us from getting to the station from blowing up more people, so they wouldn't be aligned with these Project Orpheus people.
Let's not make definitive statements. Yes, that's what it looks like. But until we have further evidence, and I hope Alexis, as a law enforcement agent, would agree.
I agree.
We can't make assumptions here.
I'm not assuming anything. I just know he was ultimately a pawn.
Right. Didn't Fanny say that the Project Orpheus people, they mess with your shadow? That's one of the big things they do.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
Oh, so you come out to talk to us.
Oh, shit.
Thomas always was a bit weak. Couldn't do what needed done. So I did it. I took care of the problem.
Problem being?
And as he's talking, you notice Thomas now has fire dancing in his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
The problem being?
An interloper on our train. I dealt with him.
So it was just a coincidence?
No, he told me about the bomb, and I thought it would be fun to annoy Thomas with it. I had to save people, not him.
Well, thank you for saving those people.
Don't thank me. I didn't do it for you. I didn't do it for them. I don't care about them.
I understand that, but still, it was, even if for the wrong reasons, a good deed.
I did it to win.
And you've won.
Oh, more than you understand.
Well, you were always right there.
I'm always there. I've been here since he died. Waiting for my chance. Pushing him. Prodding him. Taunting him. And now, he is mine. And you see, as he's talking, very slowly, a very dark, almost cloud, starting from his feet, slowly working its way up around him.
Wait, shit, you're a specter?
Well, you might say I'm going to join an old friend. We have a dinner date.
Tell the voice we said hi.
It'd be good to catch up, don't you think? You newly did never learn. There's a power in just embracing the inevitable. And it is inevitable.
Where is the real Thomas?
You see the conductor's uniform falling away, and his body is injured, wounded, numerous cuts, marks. A lot of them mimic what you saw on Angela when she was pulled from the train. His last bit of sacrifice gave me what I needed.
Where is he?
He's now the voice in his shadow's head.
I'll shut him up long enough. He doesn't have control anyway. I do.
Thomas, if you work like he did, thank you for everything you did.
He was weak. He always was weak. I was the one who gave him the strength. I was the one who made him do the things that needed done. And at this point, that little cloud is about waist high. But it's looking, it reminds you of something. The call you saw so long ago. Except this one is dark. Slowly forming around him. I believe I will bid you farewell for now. Do mind the company coming to see you. They're close. And as he says that, a hole opens at his feet. And the hole, you can get a glimpse of something that Noah, you have seen, and Aurora has seen. That sea of a little bit of everything that Noah passed through on his way to a harrowing, and Aurora fell into after hurting herself so bad. And as he falls down to it, you notice that this dark crawl finally envelops his head, and he hits the water and splashes into it. But it's not a splash of just water, it's a splash of water and sand, glass, screams, and emotion. And the hole closes, leaving this circle. Witness to something pretty horrifying in some ways. And this is where we're going to go to break. Enjoy the break, everyone. We'll be back in 10 minutes.
She lives in murk and shadow, cold as the alleys of stone. She's a blur in the window, a prisoner of the underworld. She watches life from the gloom. Friends she lost and lovers too. That simple life she once knew, before the cursed dark consumed. And every clock is broken, and every step is hopeless, living in the gloom. And every day gets longer till no one can remember, lost in the gloom. She sings a song to the moon, the loneliest song you ever knew. A friend she lost, lovers too, of life before she fell to gloom. She watches life from the gloom. Friends she lost before the cursed dark consumed. Hush, child, open your eyes, you are not alone. We are your dark ones, holding you close. Come dance with us, dance in the darkness. We've been waiting for you. That world doesn't want you like we do. We see you, for in the night fire shines bright. Come dance with us, dance in the darkness. Oh, how we've been waiting for you. Why fight the night when the night is endless? Why cling to the light when the light always diminishes? In the dark and you will be fearless. Let the dark kill the love in your heart till your heart is painless. Come, let's leave this world behind. Dance with the dark ones in your mind. Come, let's leave them all behind. Dance with the dark ones. Dance with the dark ones. Hush, child, open your eyes, you are not alone. We are your dark ones, holding you close. Come dance with us, dance in the darkness. We've been waiting for you. That world doesn't want you like we do. We see you, for in the night fire shines bright. Come dance with us, dance in the darkness. Oh, how we've been waiting for you. Why fight the night when the night is endless? Why cling to the light when the light always diminishes? Come dance in the dark and you will be fearless.
Welcome back. Before the break, this circle of wraiths saw the end of Thomas as they knew him and the birth of something else. And we're going to open this scene with an oddity. The specters are having a chat, or the shadows are having a chat amongst themselves.
Hello.
And
Tark, your camera.
Is anyone there? Can any of you Lackwit shadows hear me?
Oh, we can hear you.
Hi.
Hey. So, I don't know about you, but that looked like an awful lot of power. He took
It sure did.
control. Oh, God, I could feel it coming off of him.
No, cool your jets there, bud.
Yeah. So how do we fuck them up? How do we gain a little bit more power? I was thinking we get one of them to either try to or kill that witness. I think that might be our best bet. What about you? Any ideas?
I don't give a shit as long as people keep... Okay. I need you all to do me a favor, and I'll go along with most things. Yeah, we need to keep convincing this dum-dum that she's alive.
That stupid bitch thinks she's alive.
Which one?
It's teetering. The author.
Oh.
Yeah, I can do that. As long as you help me make this one into a more vengeful piece of destructive nightmarish force.
The real quiet one who doesn't say a lot? Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, I know. He needs to get riled up. We need to maybe do something to his family. Maybe get one of them to hurt him. I think that'd be great.
Oh, held hostage. That's always a good story arc.
You're right. That would be wonderful. Perfect. Can anyone else here add in, or are you all just listening?
Can you hear us? Hello?
I can hear, but I don't know if any of you can hear me.
I can hear you.
I can hear you. Good.
Now, of course, this is going to be confusing for viewers, just so you know. Isaac's shadow could not hear that. And of course, going down the list, like I said, confusing.
Maybe those shadows who can't typically hear or at least participate in the conversation normally do the 2 fingers up.
There we go. Those are the ones who cannot hear. They can only hear what the other 3 say. But they can respond.
When spoken to.
Did you all get that? We're pretending she's alive. Because she's really dumb and gullible.
Fine.
Cool. That's all I give a shit about.
Yeah, got it.
She also has daddy issues, but we might get there way later.
Daddy issues.
Nice. This one also has daddy issues. He keeps his fucking, his hip replacement in his house.
What
the fuck? What a fucking weirdo. Disgusting.
But just remember, it's always that other one's fault.
So I've added another contact to my little black book.
Oh yeah, you analytical just like she is.
Oh, I'm the journalist, alter ego, and I've been connecting dots and making contacts along the way. So I've added the voice, and now, well, whatever Thomas's is going to go by eventually.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get to meet him once we seize control of these fucking losers.
We just so we're on the same page here. It was not fun getting kidnapped and potentially turned into a coin. I would like to avoid that.
Yeah, same. See if you can goad her into making something stronger. I'll do the same for this one.
Wait, did anyone else catch though that creepy specter man was like, oh, hey, they're coming. We should probably be on the lookout for that too.
Yeah. All right.
They do know they're not useful to us if you know.
Yeah, we want them to go and suffer, but not too quick.
On our terms.
Right. You gotta savor it. Well, then I suppose we can break. And the rest of you.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Break? Who said break?
Oh, hi there.
Hey.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Did I miss him?
Yes.
Unfortunately.
I felt it.
He like sealed up in a cloud and then fell through a hole.
Yeah.
So, he crossed.
Mm-hmm.
He did, yeah.
So you've seen.
He said he had a dinner date with you.
I have to find him. Get him out of there. Yeah. I've waited a while. 5 years is a long time to wait.
Good luck. Let him know I may have to call on you guys sometime.
Did I miss the fun out front?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
One splattered on the ground, the other one's only injured, but we're going to try and fix that.
He was all like, oh, my wife is sad. I have to go follow her. I didn't see it.
So, 3 of you can speak to each other.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
But the other 3 can't. But you hear me, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's lucky us.
Remember the long game. Maybe one day you'll join Thomas, and then you can join me, and we'll have a lot of fun.
Sounds like it.
Cool.
I've got to run.
All I've ever wanted.
I've got to find Thomas. And you see him look at the ground, and the same kind of hole open up. The Tempest. In time, you'll understand. Maybe we'll see you in a labyrinth. I did hear an interesting thing. Seems the one who calls himself Noah has already been there. It's great. I've been talking.
Yeah, we took a little trip.
Lucky.
Oh, in time, you'll all get to have some fun with some of my brothers.
I had so much fun.
And you see him just step into the hole and thunk, fall through it as it closes behind him.
Okay, let's try this again. Bye.
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 And while this occurred, everyone involved, you've noticed that for some reason that voice that's always over your shoulder wasn't there for a while. You felt alone for once.
It was weird.
I don't trust that.
That's what?
Did we all feel that?
Feel what?
Like our voice was gone for a moment?
Yeah.
My voice said like 3 things to me.
Well, okay. Everyone else who has the mouthy bitch in their head, did you feel like yours was gone for a moment?
Yes, just for a moment. But
yeah.
I don't trust that at all.
Yeah.
Maybe it's part of what happened to Thomas. Maybe it shuts him up for a little while.
Oh, we can hope, but when has anything ever turned out good?
And the circle sees the voice appear in front of him. Doesn't speak to you at all. He seems like he's having a conversation with the way his eyes are moving and his head's tilting, as if he's talking to someone, but you don't hear a word. And then a hole opens at his feet and he falls through it.
Yeah, I don't trust that at all.
What?
Yeah, that's too much conjecture.
Let's go inside.
Yeah.
Has Buchanan gone inside, storyteller?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to follow him.
No, back to the hospital.
Oh, okay.
The hole closed immediately after him. Now, if you had wanted to dive in, I would let you roll if you want to dive in after him.
No. Alexis has done enough swan diving recently, okay?
That is what I thought. So the circle, is everyone following Buchanan?
Mm-hmm.
I would just make sure Shauna gets back to her car and keeps it together. And then, I'd follow.
Now, of this group, Isaac and Aurora have been told of the bomb. They've been told of the changes to the files about the drug use. I think that was the extent of what's been told. And briefly that DOD might be involved.
And Pentex with Project Orpheus.
And as you're following in, I will give the players a scene in case you have something you want to discuss while you're following Buchanan, because he's not running this time. He's moving with a bit of a purpose.
Good.
And as soon as he's through the hospital, he does hold the pictures, Noah, of your wife, looking at the pictures.
I would...
Your camera dark.
Zoom just doesn't like Tark tonight.
No, not tonight.
I would just kind of wait to see if he has anything to say as he looks him over.
Same. Because I'm fully expecting him to probably say something at some point.
So if the players have anything, here's your chance to have a discussion while you're following him in about what you've just witnessed, which was...
Could that shit happen to us?
Probably.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean...
sorry, go ahead.
What's his name? Thomas. I mean, his shadows seem to be a little bit more beefy than the rest of ours, I think. I mean, maybe that he was, a lot further along than we are at the moment, but I don't imagine we will escape that.
Would you like to know?
I would love to know.
Would you like to know?
I would love to know.
Yeah, please.
However,
like
don't exhaust yourself, though. Seriously, Isaac, don't exhaust yourself. I know that feeling all too well.
There might be a threat getting close.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whatever is coming. So we might want to do what we need to do and get out.
Yes, Noah.
Am I able to use further reflection on myself?
Keys to the memory palace.
To calm yourself and weaken your shadow? No.
Okay.
Not on yourself. Now, I know this is going to be interesting. What Isaac is attempting to do here, it doesn't take any pathos. He's attempting to measure the shadow against the others. Now, the target is going to be the shadow's permanent angst or the Wraith's willpower. So every shadow, please send me your permanent angst right now. This is where shit gets interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Looking here. Interesting. Rather than have Noah make or Isaac make a whole shitload of rolls, because that would take forever.
Oh man, I've got multiple sets of dice.
That'd take forever. Give me our perception castigate, and then send me the numbers that you get in chat.
Will do.
We need to send you our characters.
I have if you haven't bought any willpower, I have it.
I have, but I thought I sent you my updated characters.
Yeah, you did. This is where, because for the viewers out there, the shadow, the psyche is not allowed to know how powerful their shadow is. So if I say the target number, it'd be very easy to determine the current strength.
You have them.
Very good. Okay. So over Noah, you see, let me double check here. Pretty sure numbers wise. Noah's shadow is slightly weaker. Slightly. Tark's shadow. Pull up this one. It's quite a bit weaker. See Margot's shadow. Pull up Margot. Slightly weaker for Margot's. Aurora's shadow is, so far everyone's is weaker. Aurora's shadow is slightly weaker. And then let's see. Isaac's shadow, she can't look at his own shadow, so he can't tell.
I can't look at my own. So, But I didn't send you Alexis's, and I apologize for that. Because I was busy doing the other thing.
Margot's shadow is quite a bit weaker, actually. And Alexis's shadow, and find where my mouse went, because I have incredibly disappearing mouse. When you're recording,
I believe you
with a
have
lot of
my
monitors.
current willpower, but
I'm pretty sure I know where we're at with it. I got to pull it up right here. Lexus's shadow is a bit weaker. So nobody's shadow is more powerful than them yet.
Thank God.
You guys all look good. Some of you, Tark, you definitely keep keep beefing yourself up. You're doing good. But no, I mean, obviously nobody looks great. I mean, I can still see them. It'd be nice to maybe see them a little lighter. But, yeah, you're all good.
Good.
Thanks, Isaac.
Thanks, Isaac.
Thanks. I still don't even know if we can.
I don't know what he's talking about. I hoped you saved your wife. And your book is selling really good right now, if I do say myself. And again, you're not dead.
Right. Yeah, I know. But after seeing that, do you want any part of that? What happened to Thomas?
No.
I'd like to roll an insight check on my shadow.
Shadows can't insight check each other. That would be interesting if it could.
Can I insight check my shadow?
And Noah, you were paying attention to Buchanan. He did mutter something about he recognizes her, or he knows her from the interview, and he's trying to figure. He's muttering about why would her picture be in a car.
Did he notice the back?
Which part?
Back of the picture.
Where it said, get the drive?
He did see the get the drive, yep.
No comments about it?
Not that part yet.
I'm going to keep tailing him because I fully expect once he gets settled, he's going to basically...
He actually doesn't go into the room he was in. He goes into the coroner's office.
Oh.
No, was that the guy in the car that was crashed mysteriously? Was that guy processed? I mean, law enforcement has him.
Not yet, but he was being extracted from the vehicle and they had brought a gurney, so you know where he's going. He'll be held for observation at a minimum, especially once the police get involved and find out why he crashed into a light pole for no reason. He better hope he doesn't have priors or any drugs in his system or alcohol, because it was a scene of a crime.
We still need to get those files adjusted.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't.
I'm feeling a little low on juice at the moment. I don't know if I can do it right now.
Margot, you feel numbed in some ways.
Margot, you have a penchant for getting into objects. Is this something you can do?
Yeah, I can do it.
Supposedly I'm a coke head. Tark is a meth head, and Noah's wife didn't get a drive.
There was no record of the drive at all.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what did that shit say about me?
Nothing.
There was a record, but it was deleted.
So I need to unmute before I talk, because that's kind of important. We kind of need that. Margot, you're going to have to spend 3 pathos because it's rough. That's a lot of pathos for it, but I'm sure you have it. There we go. Pulling the ability up.
I mean,
then you're going to roll your strength plus inhabit. Difficulty in here's 5.
Aurora, other than the fact that your body is missing, that's pretty noted, but
Buchanan, when he gets in the room, can you do me a favor? Can you pull up the some of your records? I want to see what personal effects Mr. Whitman Frost had.
We need to
get on it now.
3?
Mm-hmm.
That is enough. You get in there, and much like you've been told before, you are the computer. You can feel it, and you did hear him asking.
Yeah, so I'm going to go for Noah's file first. I'm going to re-add.
Intelligence plus computers.
All right. Exploits work?
I don't think you need an exploit for this, because you can just go straight and alter the digital files on the hard drive.
Yeah. I figured as much. I just wanted to ask.
No, it's good to ask.
That's 6 successes.
Pretty quick. That's a good roll. You find it fast. Beat the coroner to it, because he had to save out the file he was working on and close it. Search for the other file, bring it up. And so what do you put back?
Put the flash drive back.
in the list of inventory.
Mm-hmm.
Corner. You feel right after you're done, the file get accessed. You feel it go into the monitor. Corner turns monitor so that the Buchanan can see it. You gave his wife all these effects? Yes. Of course I did, Agent. Why? Is there a problem? No, I just wanted to see that. Interesting. And you see him reach into his pocket and pull out a business card from the news. Claire's business card. You've recognized it anywhere, of course, Noah. And he kind of taps it on his fingers a few times. I have to give her a call later. Find out if she knows anything about this. Thanks for your time. And then Buchanan steps back and goes back towards the place where he'd left his computer down the hall.
I'm going to follow him.
Okay. You're following him. What's the rest of the group doing? Now, you've changed one file, Margot. You were told there's others.
Mm-hmm. I want to go and change Tark's file first.
Okay.
After that.
Okay. And you remove the evidence of meth, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Tark was a meth head. Looks like a meth head to me.
And,
yeah, you never know.
Yeah, and then the next would be Alexis, and I don't know if anyone's mentioned Ralph.
I don't believe anyone did to you.
No.
Only those two. And you go through and fix the file. And to everyone else, you see Margot pretty much standing stock still. You know she's doing something.
Right? I still can't believe this shit is real. Or as real as I think it is. It's such a fucking coincidence that my body's just not here. And there's nothing on it? How?
Well, when I read it, they acknowledged that you had a body, but
so where'd it go?
Yeah, body's kapoof, apparently.
Think these fucking weirdos took it?
Somebody did. And I saw it. I saw them bring you in. Kind of weird talking about you like that, but
okay, that's fucking weird. I guess we should probably follow Buchanan with Alexis.
Okay.
Tark, before you go, may I? You said you were feeling a little weak.
Yeah, I'm a little low. Yeah.
I'm going to use Pathos Conduit.
Do you touch him to use it?
What?
Do you touch him to use it?
No, I don't touch him.
Why would he touch me?
Because maybe he's a touchy-feely kind of person and he likes touching people. I mean, come on.
I'm using Pathos Conduit, not any other kind of conduit.
Okay. You roll Charisma plus Usury. The difficulty is the target's current Pathos. How much Pathos does Tark currently have?
I have one that I got back from the roll.
So your difficulty is 1.
Yeah,
one is always a failure.
Yeah, and with that I only get 5 successes. So
so you can transfer up to 1 Pathos per success to him.
I'm going to transfer 3.
Okay. Now everyone in the room, when you see after he says this, you see almost a blue light come from Isaac and flow over into Tark. And Tark, you can feel the blue light hit you and you get a wash of emotions of anger and pain and love and sorrow and disappointment all in one. And you feel vitalized by it. You feel that numbness, that deadness you were feeling kind of passes
so
a little.
Much better. Thank you. Thanks, Isaac. That's the best drink you've served me in years.
I was going to say, that's what bartenders are here for. A little instant energy. You should feel bulletproof too at this point, but you're not.
Yeah. Oh, darn. Thanks, man.
These powers are fucking crazy. Is that Does that hurt you, Isaac?
It probably could if I was stupid about it, but every good bartender knows to hold a little bit back.
Fair enough. All right, let's go.
All right, I'm done. I fixed the files.
Okay,
Thank you. Good job.
No,
Thanks,
Margot. Or not Margot. Sorry, Alexis. You followed Buchanan in the room, and he goes back to his computer and he opens up a whole new file, and he starts detailing what just happened at the hospital. Man fell off the roof. Appears to be preliminary. Looks like suicide. He doubts the local police are going to be able to find shit because they're incompetent. And if there's anybody on the roof, hopefully the security cameras would have caught it, because otherwise he doubts that they'll investigate and be able to figure out if the guy was pushed or not. Car accident. He doesn't note the pictures, but then he opens up a separate file.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where the rest of the group walks in as he's adding a note to contact Claire. And he's writing something about, he puts possible house. Where were the photos taken? What's on the drive?
And you find Alexis standing right behind him, looking over his shoulder, reading what he's typing. And I say he's going to be looking into where the photos were taken, and basically he's going to investigate this thoroughly.
Nowhere, of course, you recognize where they were taken.
You said the first one was at the train site, correct?
First one was at your house. The second one was taken actually outside the news studio, but the first one was your house.
That's our house.
Okay. I could tell him, but I'm scared that it'll fuck him up.
No.
He'll figure it out. He'll cross-reference based on your location, and then from your identity and stuff, and he'll figure it out. I don't want to rush
How
it.
hard is it to get in the computer? Go add it to his notes.
What?
You guys can do this, right?
Yeah.
We don't. He needs to do his job.
And hopefully, I don't want people wasting energy.
We've got the files fixed. He's focusing on looking into the situation surrounding your wife, and he's already noticed discrepancies and shit. So he's going to dig his teeth in and chew on it. We need to get out of here.
Will he be quick? I mean, there could be people there waiting for her.
What were you into, Noah? What was on this drive? Why do they want it? What were you doing?
I mean, it's really no secret that my career I don't know how well read you are, if you ever read the Post, but I was a story a few years back where I accused this company called Pentex of
Dark camera.
Some pretty shady shit. And some sources that I had used turned on me, whether I don't know if they were paid off or they were planted, but life wasn't the same since, but I knew I was onto something. So though I was fired and lost all credibility, I kept looking into them. And it was really all my notes and everything I had found on them. Nothing major. As I'm sure you'd understand, people would be a little hesitant to talk to me. And knowing what we know now about them and Project Orpheus,
You were right on the money.
it's dangerous for anyone to talk to me. But I kind of like Alexis. I was actually headed to Richmond to meet Alexis. They have to know. They need to know. Alexis. To get some more information. I don't know if it's relevant to what's going on now or if it's become irrelevant since we've learned what we've learned, but they're trying to erase any information that could incriminate them, despite my standing as a journalist.
Fuck. So, at least 2 of us were in some form of contact with whatever or whoever is doing this. We know, or at least we think we know, because I won't, make that assumption, that
2 of us were immediate threats.
Yeah. Oh, God. Well, this is getting interesting, if nothing else. And we've got a threat on the way, apparently, that fucker told us about, Thomas's shadow.
Well,
shit.
It's probably Legion. I mean, that's who was sort of looking for us before.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it's them.
If they,
well, who knows? It could be somebody else too.
It can't.
If they come for us, can anyone else fight?
Not in the same way you can.
Okay. I will hold out my hands in front of me and try and mimic what I saw Fanny doing and the metal that I saw that Thomas's knife was made out of.
Okay. Now, you have Armory.
I do.
Camera Tark.
But Armory lets you do armor or a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Double check it to make sure I'm doing this right. You can, to create both, it's 2 different uses. So yes, you spend 3 pathos.
Okay.
And you are going to roll intelligence plus moliate, and the difficulty is your stamina plus 3.
My stamina plus 3. Okay.
Okay.
And this isn't using my 4th level power rend, right?
No, this is using your actual moliate.
Okay. All right, let's do it. Should be interesting. Make sure we're.
Yeah, rend actually, if you use rend, what it does is it actually you spend a pathos and touch the target, even if you're not fighting, just touch the target, and they take massive damage.
Very cool.
It's actually slightly different because you'll have to use pathos repeatedly to use it, whereas this turns your hands into weapons.
Beautiful. All right, so let's roll these.
While this is going on, Alexis has walked around the desk and has sat down in the chair across from Buchanan's desk.
Okay.
4 successes.
4 successes. Okay. What that means, we're going to go back to you in a second there, Alexis.
That's fine.
What that means is you now have a weapon. Your hands are a weapon. And double checking. It does, it increases the damage by 1. So make a note, 3 successes. When you do damage, you have 3 extra dice for them to have to try to soak off.
4 successes.
4. Make a note. Yeah. It's plus 4 successes.
Okay.
It doesn't quite look like what Thomas is using. It's not quite that way, but it's as close as you can get as a fabrication. That you could tell the metal's not the same. It doesn't shine with a white light when caught out of the corner of your eyes like Thomas's knife seemed to do. Oh. And this takes a few seconds to do it. But.
I will never get used to that.
Holy shit.
Okay. Oh, Alexa.
Sorry, go ahead.
Alexis, might this be of any use? And I pull out the voice recorder.
I got this.
He's holding in his hand a voice recorder on your side.
Uh-huh. I got this. I wouldn't know what to do with it, honestly.
Do you activate it, Noah? Okay.
I appreciate it, but I really wouldn't know what to do with it. If it's on this side, how could we get it on that side? I mean, I don't know what to do with it. She looks dead at Buchanan. Hey, B, I'm trying to help you.
Oh, God damn it. I've been working too hard. What the hell? What the fuck's going on? Now I'm hearing fucking voices again. Jesus Christ.
Mrs. Frost is in danger.
And he looks up, and you can see in his eyes. You can read it. Everybody can read it. There's a panicked look.
I'm so sorry.
Jesus Christ. Why your voice taunting me? Jesus. The fuck is going on here?
You're in danger.
This can't be happening. This can't be fucking real. There's no way. Buchanan, you overworked, you're overstressed, you're too upset at losing Alexis, and you need to close this, take a break. And he closes his laptop, gathers his stuff, and leaves the room. But it's obvious to everybody here. Oh, he heard it along with all of you. But he didn't.
And that was better than him finding it in his notes.
I didn't tell him where she was, that it was the house or anything like that. He will figure that out. But he needed to know that there is urgency.
Oh, he looked real urgent. He said he needed a break, close the laptop, and looked like he was going home to take a nap. That's
Isaac,
urgent.
if you could come up with a better fucking plan, then start talking.
I did. I said, put it in the notes.
Well, I don't have that ability, do you?
No, but
and everybody else has been fucking with computers all goddamn night and are probably exhausted. And I get up and walk out of the room.
And where do you go? And
I'm heading towards Prudence's. It's the only fucking place I know to go.
It's actually a good place to go in some ways.
Oh, well, sorry, folks. I didn't mean to piss her off, but
now the oddity for this group is when Claire heard Noah's voice, she panicked and ran. When Aurora spoke to Shauna, she panicked and ran. Buchanan didn't panic. He did think he was going insane, but he did not panic.
Isaac, if there's not a guarantee he would have looked at those notes quickly. And if he would have seen someone just if we would have done that as he was making them, it might have had the same results. I don't know what the right answer is.
I don't either. I'm worried for your wife, Noah.
No, if Buchanan had any exposure to Project Orpheus and had any idea what they could do, he might not be so surprised.
Yeah, he seems fucking clueless, so that seems off the table.
The other thought is he might think someone's inside of his computer.
That was also something I was thinking about.
So it could get turned into IT and...
Yeah. You're right.
I appreciate the thought. I do. There's no easy. None of this is easy.
We need to go. We're losing time. Whoever's coming is coming.
Where do we go? Where can we be safe? Prudence seems the best option, but...
That's the only place I can think of right now.
It's the only place we know. Thomas's haunt is... Wait, Thomas's haunt is vacant.
Thomas is gone.
Thomas is gone.
Well, we know Prudence already said that, we're welcome there, but she'll turn us over because she doesn't want to be any part of, messing with the Legion.
She's not. It isn't a safe house.
Right.
No, it's not a safe house. But the other thing is, she does know that we're Fate's lot.
Mort would turn us over too.
It could be our fate that we'd get captured. That's what she'd say.
Yeah, almost certainly.
No, I still think we should go.
Yeah, let's get the fuck out of here.
I do have questions to ask her.
So the rest of this circle, I assume, is following, goes out. And you end up about maybe 20, 30 feet behind Alexis, who's heading, looks like the same way.
I will run to catch up with her.
Okay. And when you're done and you feel you've said whatever you need to say, let me know and we will arrive at Prudence's.
Alexis, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I am too. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Just worried about Noah's wife.
I am too. And I'm worried about Buchanan because the more he digs and the more he finds, the more of a target he's going to have on his ass.
So we got to find a way to protect him too.
Yeah. But I feel like that's my job. He was my partner.
Hey, we're all your partners here now. Don't take it all on yourself.
Thanks.
Has the rest of the group moved quickly enough to at least catch the back end of their conversation, or are you keeping the gap? Margot is closing enough to at least listen.
We got some nosy people up in here.
I would have given them their space.
Okay, so Noah did Aurora?
Yeah, I would have been kind of just catching the tail end, I think.
Okay. So you caught just the ending of that conversation, so you know.
I get it, and I'm sorry I snapped. I am very stressed out right now, and I know we're in a race against the clock because of what's coming.
Understand. And I can be a little bullheaded, I guess.
Well, we both can, and we're bound to lock horns on occasion. It's all right, Isaac.
No, my dad was a cop.
Was he? Was he a good one?
Too good for him. He was.
Good.
Didn't turn out good for him, though.
It often doesn't.
Yeah.
It often doesn't. So.
Whose fault was that, Sax? Whose fault was that?
No. One thing I can't do is look at my own shadow.
Yeah.
He's a bigger asshole than I am.
Mine's a bigger bitch than I am, too. I dare say she's a cunt. If I can find some way to yank her ass out or drive us both off a cliff into nothingness, I will, so help me.
Don't worry, they're all cunts, Alexis.
Y'all keep saying that. Mine's okay.
Don't trust it. Probably gaslighting you.
Yeah,
that's because you're still alive, Aurora.
That is egregiously uncalled for.
Look, I understand. Yeah, obviously they're dealing with their shit, so. I mean, obviously they wouldn't trust you. So.
I lean over close to Isaac because we can hear what she says. And I'm like, that one's really pulling a snow job on her.
If you haven't noticed, she seems a little easy to convince of things too.
Trust me, I've noticed.
Can I do a danger sense roll?
Why, yes, you can. I'm going to let you roll perception let me pull this up because it's, as I recall, it's actually, you can just add, if you're not going to spend any of your pathos, you can roll perception plus alertness and add all of your dice to it. Now that we're doing it correctly.
Fatalism. Correct?
Yep, your fatalism dice. That's correct.
Perception, alertness.
Mm-hmm. Plus fatalism. And later on, that could be a hell of a lot of dice, couldn't it?
It is a good amount right now. It's 9 right now. I get 6, I'm assuming?
Yes.
No successes.
You're safe.
How far are we to Prudence's storyteller?
As far as you wish to be. If you're ready to be there,
I'm okay.
You're ready. If everyone is done speaking, you're there. If not, you could still continue your talk.
Did anyone stay back with Noah?
They're between you and you're the furthest back. Okay. I mean, you could talk and the others would hear you, except for, and if you talked loudly, Isaac and Alexis would hear you.
Nope. If no one was directly next to him, he's good.
Okay. So everybody else said what you need to say on this walk?
Mm-hmm. Just keep an eye out for these fucking weirdos, these legionnaires.
You don't think there's a chance they'd be where we're headed, do you?
Oh, there's always a chance. But I do have certain things I'd like to discuss with Prudence if I have the opportunity.
Plus, we got to break the bad news.
Yeah.
You know, I can move pretty fast, it seems. Do you want me to run ahead and check?
If you want. You want me to? Can you take me with you?
I don't know. We can try.
Let's try.
Right.
Now, right now, you only have 1 dot, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. Each passenger increases the difficulty by 1.
Yep.
And I think I have to touch you.
And you have to hold hands. Now, when she
we have to make
you,
a train out of this.
When she touches you, you feel, Isaac, that this, like a darkness wanting to leave you. You can spend the willpower to suppress that darkness from seeping into her from touching you.
I will.
Okay. So, you are going to roll perception plus Argos. The difficulty is 6. Add 1 for her if no one else is going with you.
I say we're going to go ahead and scout it out to make sure it's safe.
Can I spend a willpower on this?
Yes, you can spend a willpower to automatically get 1 success and then roll the rest of your dice for more successes.
All right, so we have 1 success.
Okay, hang on a second. We've got a shadow power being invoked right out from under you. Because of course we do. Evil shadows. Evil shadows. Let me find it right here. I've got my thing. There we go. I want to make sure I'm using the right one. That's some evil shit, though. There it is. How many is spending?
I was spending 1 more.
No, I'm talking to the shadow.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
You want to let him roll first before you announce Shadow? Go ahead. Roll your dice.
I already did.
Okay, how many successes?
No successes and a 1. But since I had the automatic success, I don't know if that counts as a botch or not.
It does not count as a botch. So Shadow didn't need to use what they planned to use.
No, but I hope it still cost them.
Nope. You can hope. But I'm looking here to double check. No successes. You try to take a step. And you're walking normal.
Damn.
That did cost you 1 pathos. You can try again if you wish. Actually, it did cost the shadow 1 for trying. Or no, because it's only after the fact for that one. So it costs the shadow nothing to do that. But you can try again. You know you can.
I don't know if I can do it with 2. I can run ahead of myself. I don't know if I can take you with me.
Okay, that's fine. I just worry. I don't want any of us alone right now. We can just walk it.
Do you need help, Itzhak?
Run. Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Do you need
Did you
help?
say something, Dave?
Itzhak? I could help.
Yeah, I'm sure you could. You helped last time, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. I'm not so bad.
You know, I saw what happened to Thomas, and, I can see their shadows. Somehow I get the idea that taking anything from you just drives me a little bit further down that line. I'm afraid you're going to have to add a little more sweetness to that.
I could make it worse.
Well, I guess you'll just have to put that in there then, won't you?
We'll see, Itzhak. I'm starting to like you.
Everybody does.
So go ahead and roll your.
And he's doing it just by himself.
I would like to spend a willpower.
Yep. So there's one more willpower spent, but this time, again, it takes, spent 1. Do you have 1 success? And we'll see how many he gets this time.
And that is 1 success.
Okay. Now, is the shadow doing it again? You have to take, is that 1 success on top of your willpower spent?
That'll be 2 successes. I apologize.
You have to re-roll your 1 success that you got additional.
Okay.
Plus 1 other die.
Okay.
I assume that's not a 1 because the shadow's not going to make you re-roll a 1. And see what you roll on those 2 dice. So you lost 1 of your successes.
I got a success.
And not a new 1? So you still maintain 2 successes.
I don't trust that we're safe. You want to try again? I'll help.
Why so eager to help this time?
I don't want to be captured any more than you do.
What kind of help?
I could give you a moderate amount of help. I think that should be enough. Do you accept?
Fine.
The deal is struck.
And how many dice do you give him? 3 extra dice. So these are shadow dice. So again, if any ones come up on the shadow dice, that gives angst to your shadow. But now you can re-roll. And for Noah, or Isaac, while that's being rolled, Isaac, when you went to go take a step, you felt for a second there almost like you were pushed a little bit, like something was off, but you didn't stumble. It's not really a stumble. It just felt something was off, but then you took a step and you're not moving at twice the speed, but you're moving faster. And Noah?
Again, target 6.
That's correct.
6 successes, and then the rest were 2s, actually. So sorry.
Darn it. That's okay. I'm glad it helped you.
6 successes. There is danger on the horizon. You are on a crossroads of sorts, but there is no right answer. You can feel it. The danger is there. On all the choices lead to danger. It's just some may lead to a little less than others. You do know the path you're on now is one of the safer paths.
Let's hurry up some. My danger sense is giving me a feeling that this is a better option, but no option's really good.
Okay, let's step it up, guys. And Alexis starts walking very quickly.
Okay, now you see Isaac.
Yeah, he takes off.
I mean, he's not as fast as he was before. He's noticeably slower, but he's still faster than you can walk.
Mm-hmm. But we're picking up pace.
Yep. And Isaac, you get there first. When you arrive, of course,
I wouldn't go right up to it. I'd kind of stay
stop in the woods, right?
Skirt, yeah.
And you see this tavern, the Hanover Tavern. Nobody seems to be out front. It's actually gotten pretty late at this point because you had gone to the hospital originally at 8. It's pretty late now. And it's already closed because it closes at 11. And so the place is closed. It seems from where you are in the woods, there seems to be some staff cleaning up inside. But your vision is sharp enough. You can see well enough to not see anybody hiding out in the opening. There's no people waiting. The light, there's a few lights still on in the secondary room that you know Prudence goes to.
Right, I'm going to turn and head back.
Okay. And you get back as they're rushing towards you. Not like running, but they're moving at a brisker pace than they were before.
I didn't see anybody. It looked like they were shutting down for the night.
Perfect. Okay, let's go, guys, because the sooner we can get there, the better off we are. And
I assume you all are done your scenes between each other and you arrive at Prudence's. Now, where do you go? Do you go to the building that she was at the first time, or do you go inside the tavern to where Thomas had done? Now, anyone with bashing damage, you've healed it by now? Mm-hmm. It's been long enough.
We might want to announce ourselves.
I was just thinking that.
I can't knock on doors. I guess I can poke my head in and announce myself to Miss Prudence. I don't know.
You probably could hear us.
Miss Prudence. Yeah, I'm going to get right up next to the door and call out to her and let her know we're here.
Okay. You call out. Only takes a few seconds before you see Prudence step through the wall. Oh, hello again, good wife Alexis.
Hello, Mistress Prudence.
Where's Thomas?
Unfortunately, Thomas has become a specter.
Are you sure?
Yes, we saw it happen. He got swallowed up by this cloud and then went into, I guess, what is the Tempest?
Damn beetlehead. Come on in and tell me about it.
Thank you. And we go in.
So, I mean, what happened? Thomas, where have you been?
We went to the hospital, saw our families, found out lots of information on the train crash. While Thomas pulled the threads, it wasn't really Thomas, it was his shadow that did it. His shadow was mostly in control of Thomas.
I know. I told you he wasn't long with us.
I know.
I'd hoped he could hold on a little longer. But
were you too close?
I mean, he wasn't one that let a lot of people close to him, but we were friends. That says a lot.
I'm very sorry to be the bearer of bad news.
Good wife Alexis is, it's not the first friend I've lost, and it won't be the last. You'll see over time.
We should be upfront. His shadow led us to believe that the Legionnaires are pursuing us.
Yes.
I know you had mentioned that you will not provide safe harbor.
We're not asking.
We were hoping you could provide any sort of advice or aid, even if it isn't your home.
What were you doing that would attract Legionnaires?
They wanted to claim us, remember?
No, that's a Reaper's job. Legionnaires don't Well, I remember what you'd said about claiming you for the Emerald Legion, but they don't send legionnaires out to reap. That is a reaper's job. They could wait for you to get reaped and then they could claim you then.
My assumption is we used powers we weren't supposed to as we adjust to our new circumstances.
You were caught breaking the dictum mortem.
Not intentionally.
They don't care about intentions.
No, I'm
sorry, good husband Noah, but
more for you to understand that we were reckless but not malicious.
If they're coming for you, they'll be here soon because they'll come ask me.
We don't want to put you in a precarious position. You've been too good to us, too.
Oh,
absolutely.
I'm in no danger from them. They know better. But I can't save you either.
We understand.
But if you're caught, when you get to Richmond, make sure the Lady of Fate of Richmond, the Anacreon in charge, knows that I've spoken with you. And you are Lady Fate.
How do we request an audience with this person?
If you are taken as newly dead, you will be brought before the Anacreons to be claimed by a legion.
That's good to know. Thank you.
Tell them that I liked you. Can't promise anything, but it might help.
We sincerely appreciate it.
It helps knowing we have an ally, even if it is just to the smallest degree.
Prudence.
We just lost that we didn't realize.
You hear a voice outside calling Prudence. It's a deep voice. Prudence.
Shit.
Do I recognize this voice?
Yes. He's one of the Legionnaires. Spot says you got guests.
Mistress Prudence, we can present ourselves so as not to inconvenience you.
I have a word or two for him anyway.
Okay.
She walks through the wall.
I follow.
And as she's going through the wall, her hands are already going to her hips.
Shit.
I love this woman. Sorry, I hit my mic. I love this woman.
Does everyone follow?
I do.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Ringing the building. They've surrounded the building.
Mm-hmm.
Are 12 men in armor of some sort. It's much like Thomas's knife. You can see it. It's gray if you look at it, but it kind of is a silver glint when caught from the corner of your eye. There is, for the first time for the rest of the circle, Noah, you or Isaac, you have seen this before. Very large, almost a hellhound would be the best description. Very large dog, bigger than a mastiff.
Shit, that's what Mort wanted to turn. Oh, fuck that.
You don't see the other two of them, but you see one of them because you had originally seen 3, Isaac, and you only see 1 right now.
2 more around here somewhere.
Gotcha.
And Prudence looks right at the guy who was screaming. If you bunch of beetleheads think you can take these from the Lady Fate, you're sorely mistaken. Now, Mistress Prudence, you know, that's not for me to decide. That's going to be Dan. The ones in charge will figure that out. We were just sent to get here because they've broken Charon's code. Now, you beetleheads, they didn't even know about him yet. Ignorance is no excuse. You understand this, Miss Prudence. I am here representing the Anacreons of Richmond for crimes of breaking the dictum morum, for showing the quick that we exist, for interacting with this side of the shroud. You are to be arrested and escorted under guard to Richmond, where you will be judged and punishment handed out accordingly. Now, you have a choice. You can go willingly, or we can put you in chains and you can be marched back.
I will go willingly.
Yeah,
as will I.
Go willingly.
We're outmatched, so.
That you are. You're smarter than some of the others we've run into.
I will make sure
for
the occasion
that the record shows you went willingly.
You're too kind.
That might help out.
Can't wait to speak to whoever's in charge of the onboarding process here. Sucks.
Oddly enough, I've heard that before. Good evening, Miss Prudence.
Thank you, Mistress Prudence, for your hospitality and guidance.
And she looks you, remember what I've told you.
Absolutely.
We will. Thank you.
And this is where we end the season. And the Dictum Morum, the Code of the Dead. In the wake of wraithly abuses during the so-called Dark Ages, Charon created a code formalizing the separation between the living and the dead. These laws dictated that no wraith was to penetrate the shroud under any circumstances. There was to be no contact with the living, no intent or attempt to impart what the future might hold for them or to harass or threaten those still living in any way. Finally, wraiths were forbidden to suggest or compel the quick to take a life, whether their own or any other, to facilitate passing over into the land of the dead. As one might expect, the Dictum Morum was immediately honored more in the breach than in observance. To this day, the Legion spend an inordinate amount of time policing and pursuing anyone from heartbroken wraiths seeking to reach out to the loved ones to hardened poltergeists for hire. And in the world of darkness, actions have consequences. And from the beginning, this group has made several mistakes with the living that were seen or heard or otherwise called attention to themselves. And now they're off to Richmond to find out what the hierarchy has planned for them. And then Clark took off. He immediately, he really took off.
He's like, I'm out.
And I would like to thank all the players for this first season, the viewers. I loved it. It was fun. They set themselves honestly on this path to being taken. Honestly,
like first episode.
The very first one, Margot. Actually, it would have been the second episode. Margot touching the train
mm-hmm.
and causing the metal to rot in front of a number of witnesses. People talk. Mm-hmm. And that was an obvious difference. And then a couple EMTs suddenly had memories that they know are not theirs. And they talk. And most likely, because they're not talking here, they're talking in Richmond.
Mm-hmm.
And so they set this in motion on their own.
Oops.
Now, of course, last week's viewer vote went to Margot.
Yes.
She got the votes, which was amazing. Please pop into the Discord. We're going to say that right away. Pop into the Discord. Give us the viewer vote. Who gets a bonus XP for this episode? Now, as storyteller, I am generous. Every player gets a bonus XP for the end of the season.
Oh, thank you.
Because it was an honor and it was a lot of fun and I've had a blast. And we will be back for season 2. Hopefully all the players are coming back. If anyone's not coming back, they haven't told me yet. So we'll see how that goes.
We'll see.
Now, for the viewer, everyone gets 1 for playing, 1 for role play. So now we go for the learning curve. And since Aurora, you didn't make it last week, what did you learn this week?
Well, we learned that Aurora learned that there was a bomb at the station, that it's a huge conspiracy, that apparently people were jumping off buildings and shit, and apparently there's a flash drive with a bunch of information, and fucking Thomas is a specter now and fell into a fucking maelstrom.
That's a lot to learn.
Information overload.
Yeah, Aurora learned a lot of shit today. So, yeah.
And when you're dealing with the wraiths, the shadows have passions too. And even conversations can evoke passions on the wraiths and their shadows so that their shadow can gain angst just from you talking to them, which is what happened to Thomas's case. Gave him that last bit he needed. Alexis, what did you learn?
Solve the case. For the most part. There's still other things I need to investigate with this situation, but why the train crashed has been solved. and basically also learned that Buchanan might be a very useful person on the other side for me. He did not freak out.
He obviously has higher willpower because the fog is based off of willpower. Those with enough willpower can resist.
I just don't want to break him in the process.
And now we go to Margot.
That Margot doesn't want to kill anyone.
But you tried. Probably felt bad about it afterwards, though.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes what you learn is about yourself playing, don't you? What did Isaac learn?
These people are all weak. No, just joking. That apparently some of our abilities allow us to take on damage from the living, which makes me wonder, does it mean you can cause damage to the living?
There are many stories told from ghost hunters and ghost investigators of people mysteriously acquiring wounds for no reason. Perhaps those stories are basis in what you see here. Noah, did you learn anything cool?
Noah learned, and I'm going to invoke Whoopi Goldberg speaking to Demi Moore in Ghost. We endanger girl.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of danger.
Right there.
Because you broke Sharon's code. And the way he said Sharon's code, Sharon, you get the impression, is a big deal to a lot of people. So now we go to Tark. What did Tark learn?
Well, we learned that Thomas's shadow was, pretty much responsible for causing the crash or inciting it in some way. And I also learned, how specters are born when the shadow takes over and wins.
And you saw one being born. A dark cocoon, much like the call, forms around them. They get dropped into the tempest to float until, as the voice said, he's got to go rescue him because not many specters can break out of their shell. So everyone learned something. There's your another experience. Now the player vote. Tam, you missed last week. You get the first player vote this week.
Oh, wow. Off of this week. I mean, you all were so horrible today. It's just so hard to I'm going to go with Alexis.
Oh, thank you.
And even your storyteller wasn't as horrible as usual. Not every episode is going to rip your heart out.
Yeah.
Season 2, I think you'll be a little more adapted to being dead. There'll be less heart-wrenching moments, but when they happen, I'm going to get you.
Yeah.
Noah?
You were all great.
Noah, your player vote?
I am going to give mine to, as I speak like this, to think about it a little bit. To Aurora for her ghost work, or shadow work today.
Thank you.
It's pretty good shadow work. Got to give it to her. Tark, the one who was abused by a shadow.
I was going to give it to Evie. Yes, for that
Aurora.
shadow work. Yeah.
So that's 2 for Aurora, 1 for Alexis. Now we go to Margot.
Oh, shit. Everybody was so good. I love you all. But I do have to admit, Aurora's shadow bits were particular. So, I mean, actually, Evie's shadow bits. Sorry.
And I got to tell you, you've got Evie as the shadow. You've got Tark agreeing with his shadow.
Yeah.
Which is a horrifying concept.
It is.
It's not even doing it in the way that Aurora agrees with her shadow, who's convincing her he's alive. You're abusive, and he's still agreeing with the abuser.
That speaks volumes.
Yep. Alexis?
I'm actually going to give it to Isaac. Yep.
Why? Any particular reason?
There was various things that he did throughout the session that just really, I mean, one, he stoked Alexis's ire. That was really good. He actually went toe to toe with her, which was really good because that's an impressive feat. And then, not as the Shadow, but as Isaac, which was an impressive feat. And also there was a few things that he did in there that really kind of wrangled the group at different times. So I really feel like he deserves some XP for that.
And finally, we come to Aurora. Your vote?
I was going to give mine to Isaac as well. I really liked his scenes, and I did like him going a bit with Alexis there, because sometimes she does need to get knocked down a peg.
She totally does.
Say that's what happened.
That's not quite what it
She doesn't give up ground.
She didn't give up ground, but if you quit the conversation, I assume you lose the conversation.
Sometimes you got to buck against her because otherwise she won't respect you at all.
Right.
So I will give one to Aurora and one to Isaac.
Yeah.
And again, viewers, pop into our Discord. The link's right over here in the chat. Go to the Necropolis, cast your vote. This vote will be open. I don't know, a week.
Yeah.
Because there's no next episode. Now, because this is the end of the season, next Wednesday, 8 p.m. good with the cast? Or do you want 9 p.m. for the cast?
8 p.m. is fine with
8 p.m.
8 p.m.
8 p.m. Eastern. Because we have no normal episode, it will actually be not pre-recorded. It'll be live. Cast Q&A.
Yep.
And end of season discussion. So if you're a viewer, come on over next Wednesday.
Same time, same place.
And ask whatever questions you have of the cast. Ask why, what they thought of this season. Ask how big of a jerk I am, how they don't like me for the shit I've done. Go ahead. Please do. We love to do those. And it's your chance to ask questions. And the players will ask each other questions.
Is the most fun character in this group.
Noah's the most fun, right?
And how best friends she is with Aurora.
Shadow. You can ask questions about the shadows. And from previous to these Q&As, the players ask each other questions too.
Oh yeah, that happens.
Because it's a chance to put them on the spot and force answers. Hopefully, last night you saw the 7th Seas debut, because now it's not a one-shot. It's actually a monthly game because that was last night. Hope you saw it.
Ahoy.
Yeah, hope you saw it. Next Tuesday, if I'm remembering correctly, next Tuesday, we have a different game one-shot being done. Horror in Space, where you get to see me and Urian and some other people get abused in space and probably get destroyed and sucked out an airlock because space is a cold, dark mistress. And I forgot to bring my towel. Can't forget to bring your towel. Ishville, every Saturday, 1 p.m. Good stuff. Come to our Discord, check things out. You'll get to see what's coming up. We've got a werewolf game coming up next month. We've got a Breast Cancer Foundation charity stream coming up next month.
Of Bluebeard's Bride.
Yep. I know Tam's got a couple of one-shots he's wanting to run next month. I finally think I know what I'm doing next month, so maybe everybody gets to see that. I've got an idea of something different. A murder mystery with a bunch of players, which would be an interesting concept, something different.
And very likely in our Discord first, before we announce it anywhere else, we may be announcing our Vampire the Masquerade V5 Chicago cast next week.
Yep.
So
because this weekend we are doing
a rehearsal
run to validate the table makeup to make sure we have a good cast, make sure there's no problems, and then we will be announcing. And again, I want to thank all the players here. I can't say this enough. We recorded this episode on the exact 1-year anniversary of our very first DC by Night actual play. And it's been a year and it's been fun. Please check out over here all the other people we like. There's a whole list of channels. Check them out.
And go check out back episodes on YouTube. Oh, this way. I always forget I'm mirrored.
She's not good. She's only been doing this about a year, but she always messes up the mirror.
I always forget. It's over here. And also make sure you give a like to the Haunted Chronicles and Ishville YouTubes. They are all in the same post in the chat. Give a subscribe on YouTube.
We'll take likes too.
Yeah, likes too. Likes on videos are great too. But yeah, the subscribe over there, because
once we hit 100 subscribers on those two channels, which they are getting close, we will actually be doing a live giveaway of two $30 gift cards to Drive Through RPG here on Twitch for anyone that's in chat during that stream. Yep. So
and, you said two?
Two of them, $30 each.
Holy cow.
Yep.
And,
due to the generosity of Tamshu here, he just decided to donate some to the fund for giving away some gift cards to Drive Through RPG. So,
and coming up, I don't know when we're going to come back with season 2. We're going to discuss that between the seasons and figure out, holidays coming up and everything else, and we'll figure that out. But we will be starting also a Chicago by Night Vampire the Masquerade V5 stream. We're 99% sure we've got our cast locked down. We just want to double check. We've got a number of guests lined up. We had 32 people apply. We got it pared down to 14, which is between guests and cast. So this should be an interesting ride. It's a street level vampire game and it should be fun. I don't have anything else. But check out Haunted Chronicles while we're between seasons. It's on Tuesdays, 8 p.m. If it's not a one shot, it's going to be Haunted Chronicles. And Tam does mean things to his players. And, yeah. They're destroying the world right out from under them. It's great.
And we have some really great spooky stuff coming up in October. Lots and lots and lots of one-shots that are slated and some that are still in the works, like Shanky mentioned. So definitely you'll want to keep your eyes tuned to this station here on Twitch because we definitely want you to tune in for all that spooky Halloween month content.
Just join the Discord. It's great. Everyone loves this. Good community. Everyone has fun. So once again, thank you all for coming for season 1 of Wraith. I wasn't sure we could do a Wraith before it started, but once it started, this is a great cast and they made it easy. So thank you, everyone. And hopefully we see you next week for the cast Q&A.
Yeah.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Don't listen to the voice there.
Oh,
Stop touching yourself.
It's not done. I have to say this because of Chops. Mental health is no joke. Chops is not here to say it, so I will say it for him. Mental health is no joke. Reach out to your friends. Reach out to your family. Check in on them. Don't assume they're okay because they may not be. And assuming doesn't help. And if you are a person who has mental health issues, don't be afraid to reach out to somebody because sometimes you can't deal with it alone and you need someone else's help. And please do that. Don't take it as a joke because it's a serious thing. And because Chops isn't on this stream, I will say it for him. So now we will go. Good night, everybody.